Stitches of love we sew. In this online world we come to grow. Mom and Pop Quilt Shop, where hearts align. Let's embrace the craft and let our souls shine.
Hey everyone, I'm Laura Lynn of the Mama Pop Quilt Shop, and this is Weekend Project. Thank you for joining us today. We greatly appreciate you. We're working on a pyramid pouch. 3D. Okay. It's a closure. You don't have to use buttons and or zippers, and it's really neat how the way it comes folds together. So I have used a charm pack for this, or 5-inch squares, whatever you would like to do. And you can use 6 squares for this, or you can use 3 squares and then some yardage for the inside or your lining, or vice versa, whatever, or you can patchwork it, whatever makes good for you. So this one here is a 5-inch one, and this one here is an 8-inch one. I just thought I'd see what an 8-inch one would look like, and I really like it. You just kind of open it here, and I have my EPP little ingredients in here. I've got my glue, my thread, little snips, some needles, and some little bit of wax to help with the running the threads through. So that's, and then you just kind of tilt it. It's like a shoe or a little boat, and then you just kind of pull the little string, tuck it tight, and it's perfect just like that. Now, if you were to put a button or a bead on like I have, it's almost like a little closure around your wrist. You could probably make it a little bit shorter, but that's okay. So, you know, if you have running out of hands, or, you know, it's great things for kids to take around to have a little snack, you know, many uses. So what we're going to need for this is obviously some fabric. We got some squares here of fabric here. We've got scissors, something to poke out gently for the corners of this little pouch. I have a pair of hemostats, which I find extremely handy, a ruler and a rotary cutter, and then of course a mat. We're just going to put this all together, okay? So first off, we're going to take our 3 squares, 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to lay them just like this, like a nice L, okay? So you can sew here and then sew there. And of course you can see I've been using up some bits that I've had left over from some projects here in the quilt shop. I've been just using a straight stitch on my machine. I do find a walking foot very handy, just for all everyday sewing. It just helps make things go a little bit smoother. I'm not having to like tug or anything like that. And then once you lay that out, you figure out which one you want as your corner and your end pieces, and you just kind of go from there. So let's put this one up here. Just need to make the little L shape. And once you get these sewn together, you're going to get some batting, or even maybe like a bit of a stiffer fabric that you're you know, not too keen on. You can use that as like a stabilizer. So we're just going to lay the pieces out on the batting. You can put a few pins in there, and then you're just going to quilt it up. You're just going to quilt it. You can either do some angled lines, do some straight lines, just like I did this one right here. Okay, and it does take a little bit of time to do the quilting. And then, of course, you can do it as intensely or just basic as you want. This is a great time to use some of those fancy stitches you've been always wanting to use. You can just do a few lines like that just to get it together. So it is just the batting and then the top squares for the project, okay? So once you get it all quilted and trimmed out, we're going to take it and we're going to lay it face down with the right sides together to some lining. And I found a nice bright one was easier to look at things on the inside, right? So once we get that laid out there, we'll pop a few pins in. And we're going to sew almost all the way around. We're going to leave, going to leave a gap on one of these side edges here, like the long edge, approximately, let's say about 2.5 inches, 2.5, 3 inches, to be able to turn everything right side out through that little pocket, okay? So we're going to come in, we're going to sew down here, all the way across and up, here, 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 and then back down to here, doing a little back stitch at those little spots, okay? Just right on the little dot there, do a little back stitch, within the 1/4 inch seam allowance, raising the foot, pivoting, keeping the needle dropped as I go to turn the corner. That way I'm not going to lose my position on the fabric. This is a great project to do with a new quilter or a new sewer. Great gift to do with the grandkids. A great project. It can have all sorts of little things hiding in that little pouch. And it's like a little fortune cookie too, right? So maybe you can call it a fortune cookie. Little surprise on the inside. Okay, see that looks like it's going to be too shy. If I would stitch on here, it's going to be really too shy of the edge. So I'm going to put my foot back down, take 2 more stitches, and then flip. Now I've got lots of room, and I know I'm not going to be too shy on that edge. It's okay to go back and then drop the needle a couple more spots. Up to that pink mark where I had, I want to make sure I'm getting close to it and do a little back stitch. Okay, and then once that's done, we'll take our pins out and we will trim it up. Oops, that is not a pin cushion. Sorry. Whoops. Okay, once we trim it up, it'll look just like something like this with our little hole to turn everything out. Now, and we trimmed off, we did a little snip right at the corners here, and then right where that V comes into the middle of where that L shape is, or that V shape is, right there, we just do a little snip, but not to where we're stitched over, like where it's stitched, it's just right up next to it, okay? That just adds for a nice little turn effect, okay? So now we're going to take our thumb, we're going to reach in, and then we're going to take our index finger and our middle finger, and we're going to just kind of like push those against our thumb, because our thumb's right here, right out, okay? And we're just going to turn everything right side out. Just think of like little treats, little snacks you can take, fill your little pouch, and then we're off to an adventure, right? So, you can poke it out by your finger at first, and then I use either a chopstick or a knitting needle, and I usually do the rounded edge first, just to kind of get the corner pushed out, and then I'll go in with the pointy part, but I'm very gentle at this point because I don't want to be poking through my lining fabric. I can give more of a resistance against the part that's already been quilted, like the fabric that's been quilted. So if you can kind of get that in the tip of your knitting needle and then just poke it out, you get some really nice corners that way. And just be gentle. Just do a little poke. Okay. Okay, there we go. Nice. Now you can go and give this a little press if you like. I didn't get the iron out over here. It's actually over at the other side because I was ironing some very big wide back. And now you're just going to fold those raw edges, the gap that we left. We're going to fold those raw edges in and pop a few pins, and we're going to do a top stitch. You can just do it right in that section or all the way around. I think this time around we're going to go all the way around. So what we have here is our quilted top here, and then we have our lining, okay? And we've kind of made it like a little sandwich, okay? So now we're just going to do a top stitch all the way around. Seal it all the way up. And this is another great way if you wanted to use your decorative stitches. I'm just hugging the edge, about 1/4 inch, less than 1/4 inch. Again, don't be afraid to stop just a little bit shy of that corner to check, and they can always drop down another stitch or two. You do after a time get it kind of like a feel or an eye. Oops, probably went one too shy there. One too many. You can also put in some, oops, no, we'll just go one more. Okay. put in some quilting stitches too to keep the lining and the top part together if you like. I didn't on the other ones. And this is a great way to showcase some fabric if you just don't have a lot of it and you just only have like a little bit. It's a great little pouch. Put it in your little sewing bag. Okay, so now we got it top stitched all the way around. We're going to change it to a zigzag, and I don't change anything else when I change it to a zigzag. So I've got 3.0 and 1.5 as my stitches, my stitch length and width. Okay, clean up any little spare threads here. Now, you got to pick out which is going to be your top and what's going to be your bottom. So if we take this is going to be our bottom pouch here. We're going to take this side and lay it right on this is the right sides together. Okay. Now we're going to do a zigzag stitch from the top here all the way down. Just on this one side. We're going to leave this open. Okay. So just on this one side here. Just like that. Just fold it on itself and we're going to do a zigzag. That's another reason why I like the walking foot for this too. Okay, we're just going to balance right on the edge. And we're going to take a little bit. Sometimes you got to give it a little push, just a smidgy to get her going. Sometimes, but a walking foot definitely helps with all that. Go all the way down to the end. Don't forget to back stitch. Okay. Okay. Now back to the table. Trim up our few little threads. Now we're going to take it and we're going to split it and we're going to lay those seams on top of each other. See where the purple and the yellow are meeting? Okay, just like that. You can pop in a couple of pins. Okay, and then same on the other side at the very top. Pop in a pin. Okay. Now what we want to do here is we want to leave a bit of a gap right at that top there. So you see how just the width of the knitting needle there. So 1/4 of an inch, leave an inch, or 1/2 inch, sorry. Math is good days. And then we're just going to start there and come all the way down and do a back stitch. And then the same when it comes to this side, we're going to start, hold on, is that the way? Yes. We're going to start at the top here, leave a little gap right up here, and come all the way down and close it up, okay? Let's do it the way I explained it to you. So we're leaving a little gap at the top, okay? We're not sewing all the way. We're going to stop right about there, okay? And again, we're just going to use the zigzag stitch. And then same when it comes to this other side here. We're going to leave that gap at the top of the yellow part there. Line this up just a little bit better. Now this is the inside. So all the way down. Now we got that part. We're going to turn it right side out, and it's going to look just like this right here. Okay, just like it's like a little shoe or a sled or a boot or something like that. Okay, so you poke everything out, and of course you got those two little spaces where your string is going to go through. Okay. Now I understand where you may going to want to pause and come back and re-watch this, because it does go fast. Okay, got a little gap there. Right? Yes, we do. Push everything out. Okay, there we go. There's our gap there. And our little gap there. Okay. Now when it comes to our string. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, there we go. And then one of these has some fun little beads. Okay. So what we want to do is that when we come through the one corner here, okay, we want to put our hemostats on the inside, and we're going to come up through that little hole, okay, right there. And we're going to take the bit of string or rope or yarn that we're using, and we're going to pinch it straight on, okay, pinch it straight on just like that, and then we're going to pull it through, okay, just like that. Then we're going to take the other end, okay, and we're going to take the hemostats, and we're going to go up through the other little part. Did I have that right? Yes, I did. Okay. Sometimes second guessing yourself. Okay. And we're going to come out with the hemostats through that little the corner. There we go. Okay. And we're going to again clip it and pull it through. Okay. So I get fabric in there too. I locked the hemostats. There we go. Okay. There we go. Grip it tight. And then pop it through. There we go. Okay. The hard part is unlocking the hemostat. Okay. So the one that comes through on the bigger part on the corner there, you just want to tie in a knot. Okay. And then when you tie the knot, you scoot it closest to where you started, where that thread part was, and then you pull taut. You can also use the stats to give a nice tug. Okay. So that's going to get popped up in this corner. Okay. Hiding on the inside. Now this one here, okay. Oops, I think we probably should have put our button on, our bead on. Oops, hold on. Yes. Let's put our bead on. Push it through there. It's always easier to do when you're not on camera. It's just the philosophy of life, I think. Of course, it didn't have this much trouble the first time around. Okay, maybe I can get in there with the surgery. There we go. Okay. Okay, so let's try this again. We take the hemostats and we go through the upper corner that we left at the very top here, and we pull our yarn or our rope through. Now we go from the other corner, we're going to go inwards, grab the other side of the rope and or twine firmly and pull it through. Okay. Now we can take it at that point in time and thread it through a bead or two or a button. I did a nice little 4 hold button on this one right here. This one just has like a bead loop on it like this one will be. Just enough to fit twice. If you had a smaller rope or thread, you could probably weave it back in upon itself to give that kind of little locking thing. I just like it because it's nice and decorative. Now you want to take that rope, that edge right there again, and you want to come back through here and pull it. Okay. Try and get it as straight on as possible, then it's less fray and damage of the rope, because that's what it was. The casing was slipping off. I was getting a little frustrated. So. Okay. Just kind of wiggle, wiggle. Okay, there we go. Let's pop through. Oops, unlock. There we go. And then we're just going to tie another knot again. Okay, you could do 2. We can nest it secure. Or if you want, you can save the bead for the inside. That's totally up to you. Okay, so now we're just going to pull that little taunt. Pull the one for the knot on the inside there. And then the knot for the inside there. And then there we have our cute little, there we go, cute little pyramid pouch. And then you just pull the one side to the next side. And there you go. Isn't that just the cutest thing? And just think of all the pretty little colors you can do that. All the cute little gidgy gadgets. You can load it up with beads or whatever you like, right? There we go. That is so cute. Just think of all the things. And then just open it up. And you got like a little pouch. Put all your things in there. All the beads. Got all the beads on this one. Put a little rock collection. Snacks. Close it up. I hope you make one. I would love to see it. Check out our Facebook page as well as our Discord channel. Thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. Greatly appreciate you. And we'll see you soon.
Stitches of love
Some pyramid
we sew.
See you soon. Take care,
In
everybody.
this online world we come to grow. Mom and Pop Quilt Shop, where hearts align. Let's embrace the craft and let our soul